Hello, I'm Burak. This is Cultural and Creative News on TEH-TV. So, why are we doing this show? By doing this program, we wanted to show you that we can still connect with each other, we can support one another, and we can reflect together. For the next half hour, you will see that it's still possible to work together despite the pandemic. We will start with P60 and take a look at their current innovative and inspiring approaches. Then we move on to our network and visit 7 different locations, a small round of Eurovision with a tiny surprise. So now we go to P60. How do their audience feel about cultural events nowadays? How to run a cultural organization during the new normal? The managing director of P60, Gerard Luis, will tell us about that. How about the P60 crew? How are they managing? Let's take a look. Hey Gerard, welcome. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Hello from Amstelveen, Holland, P60. So we are in a new lockdown since today, November 6th. But we keep on laughing and we keep on going strong and being creative and keep ourselves busy.
How is it going for you? How is it going for P60?
Yeah, when we got the first lockdown a little bit, starting in March, I think everywhere in the world, especially in Europe, we could still having some concerts and that kind of things. But yeah, normally we work with 600 people standing in the concert hall, and then it suddenly changed into 30 people sitting. Replaced the bands from one time. Some bands we already replaced 4 or 5 times. Now we are replacing them to 2021, the most of them. Well, especially the concert hall, of course, is the biggest change, where normally there are 600 people there. And now it's a kind of intimate theater, you can see there, say, it's with 30 people sitting they have their own table. They have to order the drinks with an app, and then the bar people are delivering and giving it to you. So yeah, it's on one hand, it's not nice that you have only with 30 people, but on the other hand, it gives also a kind of VIP feeling. So what you want to order is delivered at your table. When we had still the restaurant a little bit open, which is also closed at the moment, you could choose to build your own hamburger. So you choose what you want, and then we make it fresh in the kitchen, and also, of course, by ordering via the app. So yeah, you have to make it very creative and be challenging with all these situations. We invest already the last years a lot in streaming facilities. So from the March on, from the first lockdown now, we did a lot of streaming from local talent. Yeah, sure, it's for some people, it's less work. So we offered also them all kinds of trainings. We call it kind of, we use goodhabits.com. That's a kind of online training with a coach and everything. So this is also, of course, a possibility for people to train themselves and to learn new skills, because normally there's never time for that. And also to invest in themselves, which we can use if we are totally open again when this corona is gone. But I think it will take some time.
We spoke with a couple of staff, a couple of crew members from P60, and now we will go to them and we will be back with you more about that. And see you soon.
Well, I'm Jill. I am marketing manager at P60, which means that I promote everything that P60 does and where P60 stands for. So normally I promote shows. We have over 100 concerts a year, like from metal to dance and all over the place. So that's my main focus. And on the side, I do a lot of content for brand awareness.
My name is Jeroen, and I'm a food and beverage manager at P60 Amstelveen. My responsibility is basically when the visitor enters our building until the stage.
So I think in the future we will still be streaming, but it will be a completely different art form. So not every artist is like perfect for it, and some artists are perfect for it because they're really visual and really think about how they would be presented on screen. So I think the whole way we're gonna stream is gonna change because you're gonna make a product with an artist instead of saying to artists we're gonna stream your show.
The importance of still do the streaming and to keep on streaming during this corona time is to really keep ourselves in the picture. So people don't forget us, but it's hard to not have the interaction with the audience. So it can be a real static show compared to a live show, and it's just basically like you're watching a concert movie, of course. But there are some programs that we can really interact with our audience. For instance, a pub quiz here in the cafe. But this last weekend we had a TEDx conference, and that's a better way to do it, I think.
We heard from P60 crew and what they are doing and how they're feeling about the current situation. And actually, I have a couple of more questions for Gerard about this. Gerard, could you please tell us a little bit more? How did you deal with the organization, like the people working at P60? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
There's not so much work for our local volunteers since March. So in the beginning, we were calling them every 3-4 weeks to check if they are okay. For the volunteers, it's I think the biggest damage. For the team is mostly here in the building and is busy enough with everything. It's also the time for new spirits. It's also the time for thinking about all kinds of new innovative activities where normally there's never time for that because normally it's always run.
Anything for our lovely network.
And I think it's for the network, international network, it's very difficult to survive. So I'm very glad with these initiatives like TEH-TV to be connected and to share all kinds of inspiring ideas. This is very good, but we have to build it, I think, also to build it up again. So there will be an explosion, I think, if we can meet each other again. I hope in Denmark next June. So that would be great again. So I miss the hugs and the drinks together and the talks. I have a lot of friends, of course, also in Trans Europe. Also, you still meet them on Messenger and everything. So to keep each other strong, which is a good feeling. Yeah.
Oh, this was great, Gerard. Thank you so much. And have a great day and great evening. Ciao.
Thank you, Burak. Bye-bye.
And up next, I interviewed Ellie from Odyssey Assembly. She's based in Athens, Greece. And we talked about how it's going for her, and she experimented with theater in the context of COVID. So check it out. I hope you will enjoy it. Hello, Ellie. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. We live in very interesting times. So there's a Chinese proverb that says it's a curse to live in interesting times. So I'm good.
Okay, so what have you been up to lately?
Well, I have been thinking a lot, and I have been designing a way to react and to create art with the tools and the means that we have. So for me, like, I'm a theater director, as you know, I work on stage, and all theaters have been shut. I'm an international artist, so I tour a lot. Festivals are closing down. So I was working on a new piece, Antigone. It's a piece on fluid gender. And then we had the first lockdown. That was in May. And so I started developing a way to do this show on the internet, on the Zoom platform specifically. I think that the stage, if you think about it, the stage is a very boring space. It's a very dull, neutral space. And so for me to work on this dull, neutral platform, which is the Zoom that we've all worked for, we do our business there, and to turn this into an art stage was a great challenge. And it kind of was in an open dialogue with the content as well, because I'm working on the women's right and the fluidity of the gender identity, and to work with women that were closed and isolated in their homes, and to create this peace in isolation with whatever they had. So they had their old laptops, different laptops, no cameras, no big tricks, and then to try to synchronize with all of them and create this tapestry, this digital tapestry where everything is live, and to interconnect with the audience as well. So to really engage the audience into a live. So it's another genre, I think. I realized that, looking at the enframed women, and then I just realized how much naked female bodies, the porn, everything goes through, is streamed through the internet. So it's awesome, like, to have this issue, like feminism, and this basically the fact that feminine body belongs to the woman that bears the body. So to have this issue there out, but unframed. And also then I thought about art, feminine art, like traditionally seclusion is a feminine kind of quality, right? Traditionally. I mean, also women were creating traditionally art within their home. We are domestic animals, let's say. Yeah. I mean, you're from Sweden, so it's different. But let's see in the world in its totality, like women belong to their domus, like their home, and then men out in the streets. So it's, of course, the text is against that, and it's actually a Swedish playwright that is very provocative. So for me, it became really interesting to connect women through their homes, and then how to go from because you see women in their kitchen, in their homes, in their very most private rooms, right? But this is, at the same time, this is very public as well. It's open in the public out there, and we're streaming it out there, and then you connect with the audience they're watching through their kitchens, and then you see their homes as well, and so automatically you create like an agora. The term is like an ancient Greek term, so a polis, a political community that comes from all over the world. From, like, I was really shocked from the US, like we had audiences that were at the same day that were coming from US, India, Sweden, Italy, Greece, like we're all over the world. And then they start discussing after the show, and they're so private, you enter in their homes, and they are so public at the same time. And they are creating this public body of citizens that goes beyond any specific agenda. Because, speaking about gender, each country and each audience has its own political agenda, its own gender agenda. Yeah. So the Swedish people are expecting a different show, and then and will be shocked with different things, and the Indian with different things, and then you end up having this audience that comes from all over the world, and they discuss about something coming from but being really localized. They are in their homes. And then they're opening up into a public agora at the same time. So I thought that was really wonderful, and now I'm doing more.
One follow-up. Actually, this is a great way to wrap this up. I think, from my perspective, I would like to ask you about this agora, actually international agora, but it has a local element. So do you think how this relates to moving forward? So, like, I want to ask that. So what are we expecting in future? So are we saying that, like, art has a duty, responsibility to play in an international agora while being local and connected internationally?
Totally. I think that we are facing a big change, a big shift, like a big shift, like when cinema was invented. And there is a lot of conversation as if the old genres are going to disappear. They will never disappear. Opera is a very old, and theater is an ancient, is a Greek invention. It will not disappear. So let's forget about that threat that is out there in the air. I think it's wrong. And let's focus on the positive challenge of really moving into different formats and experimenting with these new genres and these potentials that are open there for us. Which what is the potential is that we can actually create a global global audiences that create different formats that we can produce. Like I produced an opera with Greek, Italian, Swedish, and American performers, and that was it was produced with very little money because we didn't have to travel. So there's another model to produce, and there is another model to reach out. That is, like dissemination of so you reach out to a much larger audience. I was never expecting, like the first day of this Zoom opera piece, that another piece that I created, we had 500 tickets. Like this, to get that within a lockdown situation, that is not what I expected. So I'm being shocked all the time with all the possibilities. But one has to be, I think, very, very creative and understand the reason why is not that we need to keep existing, because we're not under threat. Everything, I think, there will be problems, and some venues might close down, or of course the industry is facing a lot of problems, but not the art itself. Okay, theater will continue, and the art itself will still be there, of course. So it's not a matter of survival. For me, it is a matter of being fluid. I think that we are going through the times of water. We're changing. We have to adapt. And this is the message that comes to us from the universe. Like, okay, learn to be adaptive and learn to work together. Go beyond very local boxes that we have created or categories. Go beyond that. There are many ways that we need to rethink on how we deal with the audience, with our viewers, with our people, and stop thinking about. I think that the whole industry needs to reshape itself. Stop thinking about audience, and stop using the term audience that I'm using as well. Think about viewers. It was so incredible to have so different viewers they were not all Greek. They were not all, I didn't even know where they were from. Like I was just reading some weird names, and I was, and then in the conversation, I was also that people need this kind of connections more than ever.
Thank you so much, Eli. And finally, do you have any message to our network and anything you would like to say in this interview, like for
keep
our
up.
audience?
Keep up. All the best.
Welcome back. And this segment will be only about our network and our members. We will start from Pula, Croatia. Then we will go to Berlin, Germany. Then we will go to Helsinki, Finland. And then we will come to Lund, Sweden. And then we will go to Bagneux, France. And then we will go to Prague, Czech Republic, or Czechia. So now we start with our president, Irena, and then followed by Frido. They have a message for you. Check it out.
Dear members and friends of Trans-European Halles Network, I warmly greet you. Unfortunately, I can't welcome you personally again. It's been a year we didn't meet live, and sure we won't be able to meet some more months ahead of us. Our societies face challenges that affect all of us and generations to come. Climate crisis, growing inequalities, polarization, digitalization, and for the time to come, the effects of coronavirus pandemic. I believe these challenges need courageous and imaginative answers from all of us. Most of us across Europe have closed our venues, our cultural centers in March, but now we are facing this situation again. Our doors are closed for our audiences and our communities. I know it's not easy, but I believe we can, like always before, bring a positive change in the world. The global pandemic influenced the way we think on the future, how we interact, how we educate, and today we need a vision and imagination more than ever. Solidarity, networking, and cooperation are so vital in these times in particular. Art and culture provide us stage for diverse perspectives. They get people to talk, to communicate. Our centers in particular have a role to play, a place for social self-reflection and constructive democratic debate, providing an antidote to social division. I know you, like me, miss our conferences and meetings where we exchange ideas, where we learn from each other, and where we bring together creative dialogues. We need to think again out of the box and adapt to these new circumstances. And I firmly believe that one of our core competencies is the ability to show that reality can change, and we are that change makers. Our centers will soon again become spaces for exchange and to create human interactions. Together, we will restart the culture.
Immer wieder dieselben Fragen, nackt und kalt und fast leer. Lerne dich ertragen, in dem Taxi, auf dem Rücksitz, im Nachtverkehr. Schminke, die ich trage, wasserfest, hält nicht mehr. Zieh mich aus, leg mich hin, es ist einfach schwer. Ist das wirklich alles? Alles, was du hast? Zeig dir, was du sehen willst.
Welcome back again. And this time it is Raine and Raisa from Kapalitetas in Helsinki, Finland. They have an experimental video. And then we have Ella and Giorgio from our office in Lund, Sweden. Check that out too.
Did you know that? At the height of the COVID-19 pandemic back in June, countries were striving to enact policies that were supposed to mitigate the situation. In Sweden, in spite of generally relaxed restrictions, there's nothing like a bunch of students that you will have a hard time keeping to the rules. In addition, a well-established tradition has seen students celebrate Midsummer in great numbers. And this year is going to be the same. Well, guess what the mayor of Lund decided to do to prevent this large gathering? They spread tons and tons of chicken poop across the main park, right where I'm sitting now. And for the bad smell, to prevent people from sitting there. Now you know.
The next video is from Le Petit Cirque du Mont in Bagneux, France, and Studio Alta from Prague, Czech Republic. Le Petit Cirque du Mont is working on an arts education program and providing education, dance education for the citizens, and you will see a part of that. And the second part is about Studio Alta. They are also working with dance and they want to reach out what they're about. There will be a meeting there in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. So enjoy this one. And I will be back.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Caterina Flora et je suis enseignante en mouvement dansé. Les cours du mouvement dansé au plus petit cirque du monde s'adressent à tous, tout niveau, à partir de 16 ans, sans limite d'âge. Les cours du mouvement dansé font appel à un vocabulaire corporel venant aussi bien de la danse contemporaine, du cirque, des techniques somatiques. Je suis formée en AFCMD, analyse fonctionnelle du corps dans le mouvement dansé, méthode inventée par Odile Rouquet et Hubert Godard. Le cours du mouvement dansé vise à rendre le mouvement conscient et donc plus facile. Libérer les tensions et les douleurs, prévenir les blessures, travailler et améliorer son équilibre, sa souplesse, renforcer son son, travailler la coordination et la synchronisation, explorer son mouvement à travers des improvisations guidées pour trouver le plaisir de l'expérimentation, de la surprise, des rencontres, partager, jouer, s'amuser.
Welcome back. This completes our little Eurovision round. And here is the tiny surprise. I found this walking around Marriott. This is a plaquette that's left from 1992. It shows the members we had in 1992. And City Centre Dublin, Huset in Aarhus, and Comfort Modern in Poitiers, and Hall de Scarbeck in Brussels. And now Marriott is still a member. Ufa Fabric still a member. Worried recently joined again. WUK in Vienna. So it was just nice to see this, and I wanted to share this with you. Hey, welcome back, and this is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love to see you in person. But for now, stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy the day. Have a great day. Good night. Ciao.